Alright, Anime Last Hand just updated and they just dropped a Dragon Ball Super Broly movie update. And yeah, we now have the strongest sand fusion unit in the game, Gogeta. And he looks pretty broken like always. But like anyways, enough yapping, let's now get started with the video. Alright, Anime Last Hand finally updated in the morning. Surprising. It is currently 2 p.m. That's very early. Black and White's Dragon Ball movie Broly movie Black and White's Dragon Ball Super Broly movie update is now here, and we have 7 new units. But yeah, we have 4 new evolutions, which are Jiren, Goku and Vegeta, Granola and Galaxy Ranger. We have a new Gali rework. I actually want to see this. New extreme boost, 6 new remodel, which is Black Frieza, Broly and Ego Vegeta. There's a new raid. Ooh, say less. Raid update and other stuff. Okay, so we need to do a biz trial to get these 2 units, which we need guaranteed. Black first, of course. Let me just go over here to play and claim my reward. Please say I got top 100 at least. Of course. Wait, tournament number 4. I don't know what's happening. Black, yeah, let me just go over here to quest a biz trial and Goku and Vegeta. So we need to clear Frozen Planet 25 times, obtain 1000 Zenny tokens, kill 1000 enemies, weaken 1000 enemies, inflict cripple to 1000 enemies, deal 1000 crit strike with any unit, slay 20 bosses in any mode, fuse 20 Celestials unit into any Goku unit, fuse 20 Celestial into any Vegeta unit, extreme boost 2 units, and that's it. So we just gotta do a lot of things, basically. But before we do Abyss, I want to see the changes on Luffy, and also these things look different. Glacier and Avatar. If I go over here, does it look truly different? Yup, this guaranteed look different. Oh my god. It actually shows what it does. This looks so much better, golly. And they are truly cooking. But anyways, let me just go over here, claim all of this of course, and let me just test out Luffy. I want to see the changes. Okay, we should have enough money, so let me just turn everything on, and let's see the changes on Luffy. So he has a new passive, probably Drums of Liberation and Supreme Wrath. I'm not gonna read this, that's too much work. And yo, this also looks a lot better. It's a lot more easier to read. So the ability does not look different currently, but he probably does more damage. What about Defender Aura? New ability. Full AoE, it looks the same still. And now the Thunderbolt ability, does it look different? I think it looks different. I think anyways. And this. So he still have the ability Ultimate Gum. So this guarantee does not look different at all. So I think he just got new passives and that's basically it. But like anyways, let me just go back and let's now do the raid. We need to do it 25 times. And I believe you could probably get Black Frieza or maybe even Broly or someone like that from the raid. We shall find this part out right now. Let's go over here to raid and Frozen Planet. Okay, so from raid we can get Granola. Ooh, okay. I don't think we need him for Goku and Vegeta's evolution, but like game is game, I'll also get him, maybe. And that is basically it. So yeah, let me just go over here also and look at the raid shop. Okay, so what can we even get from the raid shop? That's the main question. So you can get boosts, okay. We can get the evolutions, which we'll need this right over here for Vegito. And a lot of other evolutions that we don't care about. Okay, so it is pretty easy to get Vegito or Goku and Vegeta. I don't know what to call them. But like, yeah, enough yapping. Let's now do this. And we just gotta wait for Nicaragua to stop yapping and we can get started. Okay, we just started. And as normal, counting on the map, we will have a fun time or a bad time. That is not logic at all, but like game is game. So let's now see this map. Okay, so the end is a Dragon Ball. Very interesting. I mean, it makes sense. But how much HP do they have? They have 50 million. And they're also water. So short term, this will be very easy. And my effect is on, so I'm gonna die from lag. Please, let me just do this really quick. And we should now be fine. Okay. Like I was saying, this will be very easy. And yeah, I'll be back in 35 waves or 25 waves, I think, to complete the quest. And maybe even get Granola. Maybe. Who knows? Counting on what I want to do, slash my RNG. Okay, we are about to be done with this. And the boss has 79 billion HP, which is a lot, guarantee. But we should be fine, I hope anyways. Let me just make sure we can macro this. And ultimate, and yeah, we should be able to macro this. But like, yeah, as normal, I have to carry Nicaragua like normal, of course. But like, yeah, let's not macro this for like 30 days. Or 30 minutes, basically. I'll be back in a year. Alright, after a bit, we are now back. Now, have I finished the quest? That is the main question. Let's see. And we have not finished it. We need to do 6 more, okay. That is not too bad. But like, my main question is, do I need to Zen anything with Yi? Or anything else except this right over here? I really don't know. I feel like getting this would help me out a little, but who knows at this point. And while I'm doing this, I might as well do the other quests, which are, let me just find this part out. Right over here. So I need to do weaken enemy, and that is basically it. I've done other two already. So weakened. Is there like a way to find weakened only? And there is no true way, so we just gotta get lucky. RNG based time, or honestly I might just pull out the wiki and hope for the best. That is probably the best idea, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Okay, we are now at the wiki. Now I just gotta go find effects, and now we have to find weekend, which is I don't know. Let me just do this, and we can right over here. So we can use a lot of things like King Arthur or maybe even Utah. Both works. But like the main question is which one gets it first. So King Pendragon right over here. How long does it take? So we can get an off spawn. Honestly, that is pretty good. I'm gonna do that. So this will be my team now, and I'll be doing 2 different quests at the same time. I don't think I've gotten Granolo yet. Let me just find this part out. I don't know how to spell his name, but we do not have him. Okay. But like yeah, let's not macro a bit more times. And I'll be back in a little, which is like around 30 minutes maybe, who knows. All right, after a very long time of macroing, we are now done, I believe. Let me just go over here, Abyss, and we are now done. Okay, so the only thing we now need to do is sacrifice celestial units to Goku and Vegeta, and then finally extreme boost 2 units. That is the most annoying part right there, extreme boosting. Like it, let me just go over here to Goku right over here and feed. How do I feed him? Since he's already maxed out, I don't think I can beat him. So I need to find another Goku. And do we have extra Gokus? We do have extra Goku. What do I need to evolve him? We need a Halo. I can do that in a second. But first we need to fuse a lot of Celestials. Let me just go over here to Celestials. I believe I can do that right over here. And sacrifice some Izens. So 20. I believe this should be 20. So fuse 20 units. Now we need to find Vegeta. Do we have a Vegeta? We do have a Vegeta, say less. And I believe this is the way to get Ego Vegeta. Yup, right over there. Let me just fuse and get some Celestials. It's now time to sacrifice 20 more Izens. Order really good. And 20 complete. We are now done with that quest, I believe, right? I believe keyword. And yep, that is basically it. Now we just got extreme boost, and that is it. That's perfect. But like, yeah, what do I want to extreme boost? Do I want to do Ego Vegeta or something else? I don't know. Truly don't know. But since Infernal Boost is the easiest boost in the game, I might as well just do this. So might as well just boost Guts and probably Toji, maybe. Who knows at this point? I don't really care about boosting. But yeah, enough yapping. Let me just set up my team real quick. And we'll be doing that for like a while. A very long time. I believe it takes 1 hour to boost 1 unit. So we'll be here for 2 hours, basically. This is perfect. Another 2 hours wasted. I believe we started at 2 days exactly, and it has been 8 hours. I don't know why I'm macroing right for 8 hours, but I'm not gonna question. Anyways, enough yapping. Let me just pull out Gojo and my farm, and let's now get started with the extreme boost. Alright, this is about to be 2 hours, and we are now done, I believe. We now have 90 tokens that we can use. But like the main question is, what unit do I want to extreme boost? That is truly the question. But like probably Broly and Vegeta might as well. So extreme boosting him, I need Divine. Oh, never mind, I lied. We're not extreme boosting him. What else do we have? I believe we can boost Vegeta, but first we need the evolution, and we need the yellow bandana. How do I get this? Crafting, okay. Let me just quickly go to crafting, and let's now get the yellow bandana. Right over here, it is pretty cheap. And let's now evolve Vegeta right over here. But first, of course, we want full SSS or close enough to it. So let's do at least a S plus, maybe. Probably the best option right now. And we are very unlucky, golly. Please, I don't have that much perfect. 300 is not a lot, truly. Black and white, let's now evolve Vegeta into Vegeta Ego. We now have the Prince of Destruction. Now let's see how it looks. It is this right over here. I thought I would get his fit or something like that. Black is fine. And now we can extreme boost Vegeta into its extreme boost form. But like we need the 7 pearls. I believe we should have enough, right? We only have 2,000. That is really not a lot. But like yeah, we now have Vegeta extreme boost. Let me just do this. And now I need to extreme boost 1 more unit, which will probably be Guts, right? Do I want to do anything else? I mean, probably Frieza. But what do I even need to get Frieza? Do I even have him? We do not have him. So how do I get Frieza? I really don't know. He might be from Banner. I don't know how far back he is. I mean, he's not in Banner right now, so at this point, I'm just gonna extreme boost Guts. Might as well. And I need nothing, you'll say less. We now have Guts extreme boost, and we should now be done with the Abyss trial, right? Yep. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and now 11. We now have Goku Vegeta Red. First thing first, we have to see his cosmetic. Let's just do this. No cosmetic, of course. But like, what do I need to evolve him? We need nothing. Yo, say less. We can do this. But first, of course, we want full SSS on him. Since it is Vegito, I believe. I think anyways. Or is it Gogeta? I don't know, but like Vegito's on top. And we now have full SSS Goku. And Vegeta, of course. And it is pretty cheap also. Only 300 water, fire essence, blue scarf, and that is it. Say less. We now have Goku Vegeta Blue. Do they have another evolution? They do not. Okay. I really want to get their skill tree max, but like that's way too much work. And yes, now time to gamble. I don't think I have a lot. We only have 3,300. We might need to settle with the avatar for now. I'll probably get glitched later. And this looks very nice. I love how it looks. And we would have gotten all seeing, I think. But like, yeah, enough yapping. Let's now get glitched or avatar. Both works. Okay, we just got an overlord, but we don't want overlord, of course. I don't know why I have that kept, but like, might as well still. Game is game. And yeah, let's see how long it takes for me to get a avatar. Okay, we're about to use almost 600, I believe, or a bit more than 600, and we only have gotten one overlord. That is truly unlucky. But like, we also have gotten glitched in under 600, so it makes sense. But game, I don't want overlord. That is something I truly do not want. I have it there just in case if I get nothing. But like, yeah, please give me glitched or avatar right now at this very second, please. And another overlord, of course. But game, please, we have used 1,300, I believe. Can you please get an avatar or glitched like normal? I'm using way too much. We're broke. And another overlord. Oh my god. This game truly does not want to give me glitched, please, or an avatar like I said. But game, give me one. Avatar or glitched. One or the other. No overlord, please. I said please like 14 times in 1 minute. But like anyways, please. And we just got glitched. Yo, say less. I'll gladly take this. And for glitch, it does not look like there's anything new. Maybe the damage, it might have increased by 50%. But like, who knows? Let me just go to the enchanting altar and try to give him glorious. Keyword try because my luck is completely cheeks. We have 9 attempts. Can we get glorious? Or mystical, both works. Glorious or mystical. And we are about to get nothing good. Last one, we got a shield. That is truly not worth it. That is not good at all. But there's none over here, of course. Like, we can go over here to raid and go over here and get some. We can get 5 attempts more. Can we get a glorious? RNG Jesus, please help me. I need glorious. And we are not about to get glorious. We just got another shield, of course. But can I go over here to tournament and do this? Reward, please. Tournament number 7. I'm not doing tournament number 7. I think I just click accept for the tournament. I'm not doing this right now. That's a little bit later. But like, game, I need glorious. I don't need range. Just give me glorious somehow. And I don't think this right over here give me any orbs. And it is a 0.1%. Might as well gamble. Can we get an orb somehow? That's like a 1 in 1,000, right? Math is hard. I don't really know. I already said that. I don't know why I'm saying this again. And let's see my luck. Can we get a pearl? And we cannot get a pearl, of course. And we just got another skin. I don't need the skin. But like, yeah, we might need to stick with the shield for now. Keyword for now. I'll get something better later. But we have to deal with it for now. And we cannot do anything here, like I said. There's truly nothing we can do. But like, yeah, let me just go over here. Type Goku. And let's see the cosmetic first. This is how it looks. I look very interesting. A lot of white or blue. And let me just max them out. Feed, and let's give them a lot of meat since they're fat. And we now have max level Goku. They don't have any skill tree, which is truly not good. But let's now start showcasing. And I also want to see how good is Vegeta. Might as well. And one more thing, I believe the banner switched. So Frieza, I need you in banner right now. Come on. And Frieza is not in banner, of course. Exactly what we wanted. Like, anyways, let me just switch Yuta for Ego Vegeta. Let's max him out also. a lot of food. And he costs $1.1 million. That is not a lot. So let's now start the showcase with Vegeta first. And the map we're gonna use is probably Firebase, might as well. And yeah, let's see how good is Vegeta. Okay, we should have enough money now. So let me just go 1x, please. Okay, thank you very much. Let me just turn this off. And let me just put on the effect now. And let's now start the showcase. So off spawn, Ego Vegeta with no trait, keyword, no trait, does almost 1,000,000 damage, which is not a lot. And in his 6th upgrade, he gets an ability called Galagun. This is currently his ability right now. It is truly not a lot. He also does have a circle around him, which is probably destructive or right over here. When an enemy is close to the circle, his attack will now inflict plasma, which is 3.5x his current damage. And also enemy takes 50% more crit, which is not that bad. Mostly to 50% crit. And Dark Ego, every 5 attacks, he gained 5% more damage, 2.5% more range, and every 30 seconds he does 1.25x his damage. And apply pressure, also gain 25% SP for 10 seconds. That is very bad right there. Not going to lie, the SP part is very bad, but like we're gonna ignore that for now. But like yeah, this is his next ability, Galagun. This is how it looks right over here. It is probably just a normal Galagun, right? And yep, it looks like a normal Galagun. And in his 10th upgrade, he gets an ability called Dual Galagun. He's now a cone. Let's see the ability. Just a double Sunday basically. And at max, he does 105 million damage with 47.3 range and a 10 seconds SP. That is very bad, but he has no trait and also no skill tree. So if I do the math right now, he does 105 million damage times 7.5 and then times 0.2 and then add on to the 0.2, which is almost 1,000,000,000 damage. That is pretty good for a dark unit. But like anyways, let me just buff him up with Bulma, Concert, and then Noble Phantasm right over here. And Vegeta now does basically 2,000,000,000 damage with everything, 100 range, and also a 10.5 SP, which is very bad right there. But honestly, he's not that good, but he is also Celestial, so it makes sense. I think I just yapped a lot there. But like anyways, let's now move on to the main event, Goku and Vegeta. So let me just equip the blue bros right over here. And also I want to see who's the superior fusion, Vegito or Khalifa. I don't know her name. But like yeah, let me just go over here and let's now get started with the showcase. Okay, we should have enough money now. But like yeah, I want to see who is stronger, Vegeta and Goku or Kefla and Khalifa. I believe that's their name. Like anyways, we now have everything on and let's get started with the showcase. So this is their first ability right over there. It is just a lot of effects. It looks nice. And right now they do a lot more damage, 3 million off spawn. But let me just max them out really quick. And they cost $80,000 for 144 million damage. That is quite a bit. So this is their first ability, which is just a bright show like I said. And in their 5th upgrade, they get an ability called Solar Storm Barrage. They now do 24.2 million damage with 57.4 range and a 3.5 SP. Let's do this. And this is not a new ability right over here. It is still a lot of key blasts, and that is basically it. And right over here, it's a little bit more than $80,000, but they are a lot weaker than Kefla. Like anyways, in the 10th upgrade, they get the ability called Final Kamehameha. They now do 176 million damage with 71.4 range and a 4.2 SP. Let's do this. They are now a cone, and this is the ability right over here. Oh my god, it's bright. Golly game. It is not that deep. Like yeah, at max they do 198 million damage with 76.6 range and a 4.2 SP, which is a little bit stronger than them two. But let me just fuse them and max her out. So fuse Kefla before the Super Saiyan, and let's now evolve them two into the Blue Bros. And the requirement is must be wave 15 plus and have at least 10 kills, also 10 billion damage. We do not have the damage, so we have to wait for a bit. How long will it take? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Alright, after a very long time, when I say long time, it's been 200 waves. We now have 40 billion damage. Like anyways, let's now evolve. Let's now get Super Blue Fusion. And there's no abilities. What did I do? I don't have that on. Oh, that's why. Black anyways, we now have Gogeta, and he does 450 million damage off spawn, which is mental. Let me just do this also. And let's now see this. Let me just turn this off. So off spawn, his ability is Soul Punisher. He does basically 500 million damage with 60 range with a 4.2 SP. And in his Ninth upgrade, he gets the ability called Soul Punisher. He now does 1.14 billion damage with 87.1 range and basically a 10-second XP. Let me just do this, max her out. So over here, Kefla does 850 million damage, okay? And in his 11th upgrade, he gets the ability called Spirit Finisher. And basically upon activation, the strongest enemy on the map, HP get removed by 75%, also dealing 500 billion damage to the map, which is mental. And his next ability is Final Energy Beam. So upon activation, deal 2500x his damage, plus inflict plasma and weaken to everything in the map, which is also mental. So short-term Gogeta is very broken. So he's basically top tier highest nuke damage in the game, and probably the best water unit in the game. So yeah, we now have a demon, Gogeta. And yeah, let's now do this right over here. Do this, and then do the Noble Phantasm also, might as well. And now Gogeta do 3 billion damage with 200 range and a 10-second SP. Short term, he's mentally broken. But do these abilities have any animation? Let's find this part out. First ability, no animation. Actually, it kind of does. Now second ability, no animation. Never mind, I lied. Ooh. This looks gacha gali. That looks crazy. But like anyways, that is basically it for the video. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you guys want to see another video like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.